Ladies and gentlemen, Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer just messed up big time. You see, yesterday afternoon, Senator Chuck Schumer sat down with PBS NewsHour to talk about the Democrats' so-called strategy to combat President Trump's evil Republican agenda. And sure, that's standard partisan rhetoric, but here's the problem. Chuck Schumer accidentally admitted to committing a federal crime. And no, I'm not joking. So folks, I want you all to take a listen to the clip. Then we're going to have a lot to talk about.
In 2017, when he was last here, Nancy Pelosi and I said we're going to go after him on health care. He was very unpopular with that. We're going to go after him on tax breaks for the rich. And then we won the House and picked up some seats in the Senate in 2018. Same thing is going to happen now. And we're going to go after him in so many different ways. We are doing much better on the social media, led by Cory Booker and Tina Smith in our House. And so we're reaching people who were not reached before. We are mobilizing in New York. We have people going to the Republican districts and going after these Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face the consequences. This is a long, relentless fight that we fight every day. And I am confident that we will bring Trump's popularity, numbers, and strength down if we keep at it and keep at it and keep at it.
Okay, so folks, did you hear that bit at the end? As Chuck Schumer very clearly said, we are mobilizing in New York. We have people going to the Republican districts and going after these Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face the consequences. Now, folks, in case you didn't know, that is a big-time federal crime. You see, according to the Voting Rights Act of 1965, you are not allowed to intimidate, threaten, or coerce anyone in an effort to interfere with their vote, including elected officials. But so here we have the Senate Minority Leader, one of the most powerful Democrats in the country, bragging on live television about how they're sending out people to pressure Republicans into changing their votes, or, quote, face the consequences. But now, folks, here's the deal. We all already know that the Democrats and their progressive NGO buddies have been paying protesters for decades, but this right here, this is next level. This isn't just some shady backroom deal or a group of anonymous protesters. No, this is Senator Chuck Schumer on live television openly admitting that the Democrats are sending paid agitators into Republican districts to intimidate voters. And remember, let's not forget that this is coming from the very same people that love to get up on their soapbox and preach about how President Trump and all of his radical MAGA voters are a threat to our democracy. Folks, this is not just peak progressive hypocrisy, but you know what? It's a federal crime. But now, folks, there's actually another clip I want you to take a look at from the very same Chuck Schumer PBS interview from just the other day, and shockingly, it gets even worse. But first, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, folks, take a look at this.
There are those who believe that we are, in real time, living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time.
So folks, there you have it. It's plain as day. Chuck Schumer just openly admitted that the Democrats specifically appointed 235 radical progressive federal judges for the sole purpose of ruling against President Trump. And then he justifies it by saying that President Trump is a threat to our democracy. So just let me make sure that I get all of this straight. In order to protect democracy, Democrats are installing hundreds of partisan federal judges with the explicit goal of undermining the democratic will of the people who just overwhelmingly voted for President Trump. Yeah, folks, that makes absolutely no sense at all. Folks, this isn't even hypocrisy anymore. This is just absolute astounding levels of idiocy. I don't even know how people like Chuck Schumer look at themselves in the mirror. But hey, you know what? Maybe we're being a little bit too rough on old Chucky Schumer here. As you all know, things have been a little bit rough for him as of late. Take a look.
Many Democrats are angry at Schumer. Among them right now, we've all seen the news. He's about as popular as chlamydia. But that to me says as much about the Democratic Party as it does about Senator Schumer. What it tells me is that the loon wing of the Democratic Party is firmly in control. Now, that's great for the Republican Party, but it's bad for America. These people are deeply weird. For example, no honest person whose IQ is above his age doesn't believe that that biological sex doesn't exist, but they do. That's what I mean when I say they're deeply weird. Our Republican secret plan for dealing with the Democrats is called Operation Let Them Speak. But that's good for our party, but it's bad for America.
And you know what, folks? He is absolutely correct about everything he just said. It's true. Chuck Schumer is about as popular as chlamydia. And it's also true that every time the Democrats open their mouths, they just look like massive idiots. But here's the thing. As funny as it is to watch the Democrats flounder on a daily basis, this isn't actually a good scenario for the country overall. Because let's be real here, we're talking about the second largest political party in the United States getting completely hijacked by insane, radical, progressive nutjobs. And as it looks right now, there's no reason to believe that the Democrats are going to moderate themselves anytime soon. Right now, the Democrats have a one-way ticket straight down the ideological drain of progressivism. They just suffered one of the worst election losses in modern history, and what's their solution? Double down, triple down, go even further left. And folks, just to put things into perspective here, right now the Democratic Party's national approval ratings are the lowest they've ever been in U.S. history, 29%. And so given things right now are catastrophically terrible for the Democrats, what's Senator Chuck Schumer's plan to fix all of that? Oh, you know, just stuff like paying people to intimidate Republican voters and appointing hundreds of activist federal progressive judges to sabotage the democratically elected president of the United States. Surely that'll win over the hearts and minds of the people. Look, folks, I'd love to be able to hopefully say that the Democrats are going to come to their senses and moderate themselves at some point in the near future, but personally, I'm not holding my breath. Because the reality is, at this point, the Democratic Party seems absolutely hell-bent on self-destruction. And so personally, you know what I say? Let them do it. But now, folks, before we wrap up with today's video, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates relating to all of this stuff. So if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But folks, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below in the comments section and let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there, and as I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the daily news updates. Thank you all very much for tuning in today, and as always, stay safe.